Now, I hope I cut that right. Anyway, going to be talking about Wimpy now. What's the best drink? Actually, should I limit that to hot drink? No. What's the best drink to have with your cheeseburger and chips? That's what they're called. Wimpy was around before. What do you call it? I think McDonald's was the first, or was it Wendy's? You know what? I'm not sure which of the first big American burger franchises made it over here. It probably was McDonald's. I'm trying to think when the nearest one to where I live turned up. I do remember getting Wendy's from Wood Green. Yeah, that was Wood Green Shopping Centre in North London, and that's when I got Indiana Jones and the Lost Kingdom. That piece of shit for 10 quid. Although I might actually play that now just to see if I can actually get any further. So yeah, what is the best drink? And it's like, well, for me, I'm going to have to go with hot chocolate with my, Wimpy double small burger with cheeseburger. I think it was called the Wimpy King size, that one. Or the quarter pounder. I believe the quarter pounder was the one where you had to have a wholemeal bun. It's a shame I didn't keep up that sort of levels of health trade-off when you're having junk food. See, eating some good food does actually require, the consumption of protein and fat, and the easiest ways to get those probably is like, things like slices of ham that you buy in the supermarket and keep in your fridge. That's a lot easier to have a piece of ham or something like that, or a cooked bit of chicken breast which they sell. Well, it's not really chicken breast, it's mash up mechanically reclaimed meat with some chemicals to make it turn into a paste that they then, which sort of has a texture of like spongy bread, very dense spongy bread, but still very spongy. I fear Mr. Blackadder, we are going off topic here. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, it's going to be hot chocolate for me. Now I did obviously go for a period of having, I think it was strawberry milkshake I used to have from McDonald's. Either strawberry or banana. I don't like chocolate milkshake, don't taste fuck all like chocolate to me. And vanilla is like vanilla. Who gives a shit about vanilla? That's why when I say this is the vanilla milkshake of games, you know exactly what I mean. It's like, you're not going to say no. Ice cold vanilla milkshake. On a hot day, sitting inside your actually it would have been a white XR3i. In an alternate universe, I'm not telling you what colour my XR3i was. White or that lovely blue colour, like a metallic royal blue. That is really the thing. Now I'm talking bollocks because I'm actually rolling up. But the bit about the drink is actually quite interesting because, out of all the takeaways, I think Wimpy is the one I miss the most when I'm not eating it. And that's a bit of a problem because the nearest Wimpy to me is like 10 miles. But, when games like Bean Rider come out, for me, it was easier to have a Wimpy than a McDonald's. I'd have to get on a bus to get a McDonald's, but I could walk to the local big shopping centre, Edmonton Green, as a kid and get Wimpy if I could afford it, which was the biggest problem. That's another thing. You wish there were 99p burgers there back in 1982 or whatever. So yeah, the reason I used to have that is because I used to pull the shopping trolley for my mum on a Friday after we did all the shopping. How old would I have been then? About 13? Yes, unfortunately, if you have accelerated, maturity of your biological form, you're a bit fucked because you probably age quicker and die quicker. It's a shit way. Put the brakes on. So yeah, that was basically my payment. It was like to sit down in Wimpy. I couldn't have anything I wanted. I couldn't have like the £6 mega massive plate of dinner and all the trimmings. No, I mean, and I wouldn't have asked that of my mum anyway, to be honest. I've just noticed the sun is going on the bloody salad cream. That's not good. Just you go in there, Mr. Salad Cream. Yeah, that's alright, and everything else is in cardboard boxes. But not the salad cream. How am I going to have my fish fingers without salad cream? Now that is debatable. But, used to sit down and have, I think it was a £quarter pounder, which has what is collectively now known as burger sauce, which is not Thousand Island sauce, not even close. Just looks like it. I believe it was lettuce and onions in there, and I don't think there was gherkins, but I'm not sure, And you'd have your chips, which is what they're called. Americans, take note. They're fucking called crisps, alright? Why should I have to explain myself? Wasting valuable battery time on the camera for this rubbish game that I really don't want to play. And that was the other thing, right? You go to McDonald's, you're eating with your fucking hands. They may have had hot chocolate, I'm not sure, but I bet their hot chocolate certainly didn't taste as nice as the hot chocolate in Wimpy. Anyway, so going to McDonald's, probably on your lunch hour, and it seemed a bit alien to me because you get these like plastic and polystyrene trays and containers, and you eat directly from them, from these I think they had trays then, and you get your fingers all dirty and greasy from the fries and everything. It's a real disgusting experience compared to how you eat your Wimpy with your hot chocolate. Now, for a start, the hot chocolate came with sachets of sugar and a proper spoon, like stainless steel spoon, and a proper saucer and cup, which I believe had the were white with the Wimpy logo in red on the cup, not in it. No, that poisoned you on the cup. So you got a knife and fork and a couple of serviettes like you would get in a reasonable quality cafe. White plates, salt and pepper shakers on the table, because obviously they did all kinds of different things, like the Wimpy International. Now that was the Feast of Kings, my friend, with that funny sausage with the bits cut out of it so it curled round and looked like a gear wheel from a BMW M1. It's very chunky. Anyway, and it's like you compare that to like how you eat McDonald's, and it was like, is this going to catch on? I don't like this. Just come out of the office to have a bit of McDonald's. Now my fingers are caked in grease. Don't even get the KFC style, lemon wipe. just some shitty serviettes that weren't exactly brilliant, certainly not the best in the world, or possibly even average. And that's what I remember from McDonald's. It's like, okay, so is this how Americans have their burgers? Because I was used to having my Wimpy sitting down. You could obviously buy a takeaway Wimpy, but it was like ordering a takeaway bacon sandwich. You know, when you go to a cafe. Yeah, darling, 2 bacon on a whole meal, please, and yeah, 2 cups of tea, strong, with milk, 2 sugars, that sort of thing. So people did go in there and hang around and wait for their takeaway order, but it's not like McDonald's where like most people are buying takeaway and just walking straight out. If that wasn't the case, their table area would have to be like 3 times larger. It's just not enough. They probably do that on purpose. One, to save money, and two, it has the added benefit getting you out the fucking door, isn't it? Like if you have a restaurant, a good restaurant, one that will naturally work commercially, is one where in some very natural and subtle way, you know, the people sitting there eating are reminded that there's people who would like your seat. So it gets them out the door quicker, psychologically. Unless they're cunts like me, I won't give a fuck. I paid for this table, I'm going to enjoy my meal, and when I feel good, I shall get up and go home, and you can have the fucking table then, mate. If you don't like it, put a time limit, and they probably did actually, but yeah, so that was like the difference between having curry and rice at home and maybe having curry poured onto like a flatbread, and you have to eat the whole thing in one go with your hands, and then you get a couple of serviettes. Nah. But yeah, I think we talked enough about Wimpy, but Wimpy is the kind of thing that I'll be having around the time this game came out. Now, one of the reasons why I really do not like this game is because on the Soft Age compilation, we were supposed to get Pitfall, but we got Beam Rider from Activision. So, yeah, Bob Geldof famously went to Activision and said, "Just give me your fucking money or a game." And they shit themselves because he's quite an intense person, Sir Bob. And they probably said, yeah, have Pitfall, please don't kill us. In the office. So Bob went away, and then sneakily they said, yeah, when the thing comes through to the the contract lawyers, whatever, just replace the word Pitfall with Beam Rider. That's why Beam Rider is just all one word. It should be two. You're riding a beam. It's the rider of the beam. So you're a beam rider. There's a space in the middle. That's the kind of thing Larry David would obsess over. So yeah, the roll-ups are finishing a bit quick. Does it actually taste like cinnamon tea, or is the cinnamon too knackered? You know what, after having a huge mug of coffee, the subtlety of this tea is not really, it's not really doing anything for me. And maybe the beauty of this game is subtle. But my experience of this game was always tainted by where the fuck is Pitfall? Now, obviously I didn't say the word fuck. So maybe like Moss from the IT crowd, we say something like fudge. Where the fudge? Because there was this thing at school where people would say for coughs and colds, as in for coughs and colds. Interesting. Sound like I've got a stuffy nose. Maybe I have, maybe it's the roll-ups. So yeah, that's the problem with this game. That's the first. Second thing, this game is a very simple game. I would class this game as not the best typing ever, but very close to it. So there were typing games that were better than this. So very rare, but yeah, and there were some that were as good as this. It might be joystick port 1. This may have also annoyed the hell out of me. These joystick ports, you've got to press right to start the game. That was another thing that annoyed me. So it's a bit like that Livewire game where they sort of, you get a few things floating around, but the graphics are very rubbish. They are multicolour sprites using only one colour. I suppose they could be expanded high-res sprites, X and Y expansion, I suppose, maybe just it, I don't know. Point is, they're not large enough to need expanded sprites, and you wouldn't use them when it's 50% or more scaled into the distance. So I think some sort of, so it's like Space Invaders with 3 Space Invaders on the, well no, technically it's more like Galaxian, which I love, but not with only 3 things on the screen. Now one thing I'm definitely missing for this TV is some sort of bespoke PC. Alright, yeah, you've got to do, I'm sure I pressed it anyway, that's just a bonus thing. So it is like the UFO from Space Invaders with 3 Galaxians, no shields, and you cannot shoot any of the things coming towards you. Apart from the actual ships, the rubbish graphic ships. So yeah, I would have played this game and thought, yeah, bollocks mate. And the only reason I loaded it is because I believe it's either the first or the second game on the side of the tape. So, yeah, no, I would have loaded it at least once, but I really don't have any memories of this game. But funnily enough, I think my how do you fire the bombs? I can't remember. It might be space. So yeah, I mean that's really all I can say about the game. If I got it in 1983 as a full price game, that's a very difficult thing to work out. And it's got like a Tron cycle type noise. Fuck knows what that graphic is at the bottom. But you can't actually move up and down the screen either. Nah, I wouldn't have thought it's a brilliant game. I have to play it again, 35 years later if I had this or whatever. And I was thinking that in 2018, so yeah. I think that's that one over. I'll just either leave in the Beam Rider bullshit there, because very little actual Beam Rider reviewing going on here. Yeah. But yeah, that's Soft Aid 100% complete now. So I'm only really stuck with miking. I don't know how to do the second level. That's the problem. So and I really need to read a review of it. So hopefully, yeah, I think that's reviewed in Zap. So we are in joystick port 2, something you have to check all the time. So I think there's no need to do any more compilations, so yes, I do that on purpose. Yes, it's here, right, let's hope it works though. These are untested. There's a chance it might work because it's not nostalgia. Now I'd have to say the cinnamon sticks in that one need replacing, a bit like the brains on all the millennials. Gotta get one of them comments in, otherwise you think it's like from 2018 or something. And I did mention 2018 in the Beam Rider review. Oh wow. There's a bit of sunlight reflecting off a puddle over there. Bollocks. Not going to focus, is it? Oh wow, that looks like some weird 70s effect. Let's see if it will. He's doing the auto thing, but he's not focusing. And the flashing bars have just started, so it's on auto, so it should darken if it's too bright. Now you can almost see them there. Look, they're in the centre of the screen now. That is weird. Very weird. And of course this is all buggered up now. Right, we'll focus on that bloody camera. It's a very nice tune from a game I don't like, Enlightenment Druid 2, only because Druid is better. BMX Kids Docs. Right, so these could be quite useful. There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing there that I didn't actually know already. So the trouble with this game is you have to actually do specific tracks. Now this is a perfect game for the summertime because that reminds me of riding my BMX. I had the Rally Extra Burner, the red and white thing, Mark 1. Not that young, mate. And that was one of the heaviest BMXs in the school playground. We may have taken our bikes into school one time. However, I'm not sure how, because it was about 2.5 miles to my school. Which is meaningless to you because I've never mentioned what school I went to. So there. So yeah, they all make sense. Right, popping wheelie when on a ramp will cause the bike to jump. Right, okay. Can you pop a wheelie while you're accelerating? I can't remember. I wish my garden was bigger. If my garden was just 50% wider and 50% longer, I think that'd do it. Or the same width and 100% longer. Would actually be able to ride a bike in there quite comfortably. Now, as it is, yeah, it doesn't take enough seconds to get from one end to the other. But I do need to leave, I think it's a 2 metre gap between where I build my workshop anyway and the neighbour's fence. Trying to think then. Yeah, and then I can make it tall enough. Right, when bike is in mid-air, this is the tricky bit. Joystick left right adjusts angle of the bike in air. Fire performs a stunt. Extra skill points awarded. So, okay. So that is like more of confirmation of a suspicion. Title screen does look better with the flashing bars. Oh, I can't remember if it, you know, this Firebird game had the flashing stars. I know. Anyway, nice picture. Not quite as good as the Kickstart picture. Right, we're going to go trainers because literally I have to learn how to play the game. Yeah, I'm just going to go to built-in ones. I won't remember all that shit. Yeah, don't have to make wheelies or stunts, yeah. And Commodore for level skip. Now it is a budget game, £2.50 I believe this was. And it is a 4-colour game. I hate when they do that with a high score. It's actually a really good tune. I used to enjoy listening to it. I used to think it was quite funky. No, I think tea without milk does nothing for the old sore throat. So here you go. So they do jump. They have to pick up the spokes and avoid the dustbin cans. Bit like Starsky and Hutch, which I may or may not start watching on the projector. I think I've overdosed on Buck Rogers. It's like having too many Pink Panther strawberry wafers, but not in a good way. Yeah, see, the next time it'll tell you do one wheelie and one stunt, and that's basically what you got to do. You got to do a wheelie, which is easy. That's a bit, yeah, that rhymes a bit too much. Moving swiftly on and one stunt, which is just as bad because that sounds like cunt. Anyway. I don't know how you yeah, I think he just twisted his front wheel there, so you damage your spokes. That's why you pick up the rotating mag wheels there. 3-spoke mag wheels, that would have been horrible. I like Skyway Toughs myself. Always wanted white or red Skyway Toughs. Wheelie all the way. It's wheelie good, this game. We had to get that one in there. Hopefully the surprise blitzkrieg attack of that particular obvious comment. So not only do you have to win the races, right, you have to do all the stunts as well. Now offhand I can't remember if that's the case with Excite e-bike, as I used to call it. Yeah, sometimes they slow down, sometimes you do. If you get the spokes, you do go faster. You're basically messing about trying to do all the stunts and wheelies, and that's really the skill and also the frustration in this game, which is why I'd never play the original. That's the thing, sometimes you do need the stupid train versions to work if you just want to play a game. And I could actually do Corona Diaries like I used to do with Blue Max with the trainer options on, using this. But I prefer Blue Max. Blue Max is like an 8-bit rendition of a World War II scene captured inside, you know, the memory of a C-64 in some obscure abstract way. It's still an art form. There's no other way you could have depicted World War II European land and flying over it like that in a different medium. Well, I wouldn't like to be the animation studio that was tasked with doing Blue Max, the anime movie, at 50 frames a second. So yeah, very childish. When this game came out, I was looking forward to, next birthday, can I have, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. Right, we'll cut that there. Could have been talking about anything. Voting form, bottle of whiskey, trying to think, condoms, and cigarettes. Cigarettes you could legally buy if you're 16, you just had to prove it, which is a bit difficult. I think a bus pass was enough though for them. So yeah, this game is it's actually very challenging without the trainer options. Now I can't actually remember offhand if I had this game. I think I did. I'd have to find a comment somewhere, like from 10 years ago, when I said whether I had it or not. Now that I could trust. So you have to do 3 wheelies and 3 stunts. Now the wheelies you can get out of the way straight away, but the stunts you need the actual ramps for. So yeah, because this is a budget game, see, I didn't twist his wheel there. Yeah, he did there. So I think if he twists his front wheel, that is the stunt. It's like the soup is the dinner for what's his face in Seinfeld. Can't remember. Oh, Banya. Yeah, he's got a really weird name. The other comedian that he has a complete disdain for. Crikey, you've done it. You've become the top kid in the whole world. The game's up. You've got a high score. Press fire to continue. So it doesn't even loop round. This music is great, actually. This is the kind of music I liked anyway back then, so it's just an analog synth kind of tune. Not so much that instrument. Right, I might have to put the volume up because I'm not going to talk anyway. Yeah, it's very Tangerine Dream sort of tune, that one. I do actually like Tangerine Dream. That's why Street Hawk is the best of those kind of TV shows from that era. Because of the Tangerine Dream soundtrack. Which was, I don't know if it was actually recorded in stereo. May have been recorded in mono, which is the shit thing really, because it's recorded in stereo. When the sound effects happen on the TV show, for the very, very copious amounts of different tunes, other than the so-called Street Hawk tune that they did over the 13 episodes. That's really my kind of music, so that's why I like that. So that makes sense. But I couldn't actually say to you, I remember, you know, sitting in a particular type of chair, maybe, you know, a particular type of desk and listening to that. I'd have to work that all out, looking back at when that game was released. And probably when it was reviewed in Zap as well. Because with budget games, if someone recommended a game, you'd definitely go for it. But otherwise you might hold back on the budget game purchases. Yeah, I think I'll put them in here actually. There we go. And no. Yeah, that's not really working well. As Killer is saying, I'm looking for Pirates of the Barbary Coast. I think the version on here is still the same one that I tried and it didn't work. It's a bad crack. Yeah, this is the old version that doesn't work. Ah, god damn it. I'm going to have to go and watch a video on that now, I think.